Okay, so we will get started then. First of all, it's February, so I'm so excited because we have a new month, and for January was the longest month ever, and I remember saying that last year too, that it felt like January was going on forever. But we have a new month and a fresh month, fresh start, which is my favorite. But there's a couple shout outs. So a couple people, and Jordan Kelly, help me out if I'm forgetting, because I tried to look at who all ranked and things last month, and I know I'm missing something. But Angie went builder and pro, so that's so exciting. Can you guys think of anyone else who ranked builder or pro?
I don't know if there were any officials other than that. I know there was a shit ton of people that were close.
Yeah, we had a lot of people close. Jordan re-ranked bronze, which was so exciting. So congrats, Jordan.
Thanks.
And if anyone else, I don't know what everyone's personal goals were or anything, but good job. Last month was it was a hard month coming off of Christmas and New Year and everything, and everyone really put a lot of effort in last month. So we should all give ourselves a pat on the back and refocus for this month, which I'm super excited for. A couple of things I want to go over. Just some mindset work that I'm focusing on, and I want to share with you guys for this month. One thing that I feel like I have, and I'll just be real transparent with y'all. One thing that I feel like I get in kind of stuck in is the comparison trap. I have been watching, and you guys all know, you see someone like Brittany Hitch, who is ranked emerald in like 3 months, 2 months, 3 months,
like 2 days.
Yeah. and I'm thinking, like, what the heck? Like, how are you shooting? My first thought is, oh, she just got so lucky, right? She just has a bigger friend group, or she like got really lucky. And then I'm like, well, no. Then my next thought is, why can't that be me, right? And when we get in this comparison trap, we get like, yeah, we're happy for her, that's amazing, but then it's human instinct to be like, but why can't that be me? And I want to really touch on this because it's a trap that's really damaging for our businesses and for our mindset and for ourselves. So first of all, I'm just going to use her as an example because I know a little bit of her story. We're looking at the result of years and years and years of work. Before she came, and if you guys don't know who that is, I know everyone on this call probably does, but if you're watching the recording, she's an ambassador that just joined in October and is moving through the ranks faster than anybody else in the company ever has. Like, she's flying through the ranks. And it's incredible. One thing that it really should do, seeing that, is make us believe in our comp plan so much, because it's so it's possible, which is amazing. But we're watching the end of her story, or not the end of her story, that sounds morbid, but we're watching the result of so many years of hard work. She was with another company for years and was a jewel, very high ranking in this other company for years before she joined Q. So she'd put in the work, she'd done the reach outs, she's gotten so many more no's, and she's gotten ghosted so many more times than any of us ever have. And so that's an example for her. When we're looking at her story, I know for me, sometimes I'm like, dang it, well, I've been in the industry almost as long as she has. But I also know that there has been months and years of that I have not put 100% into my business. And so that's like comparing somebody's, that's like looking at someone's weight loss journey when they've been on this weight loss journey for a year, and you just started, and saying, well, why can't that be my body? And the honest truth is, because we haven't put the work in yet, because we haven't earned that yet. And sometimes that's tough to hear, because we do put a lot of work into our businesses. But we have to remember that some of us are at the beginning of our stories, looking at the end of hers and trying to compare Another thing I was thinking about laying in bed last night, and it's kind of weird that I was thinking about this, but I saw a new country music band that's just coming out of Nashville. That they're really young, really new, and so it got me thinking about this. I'm kind of a freak when it comes to country music. I like to find brand new artists that are in Nashville performing at small venues, and I like to watch their journeys as they get bigger, right? And one thing I was thinking, for me, January was a hard month. It was a hard month with my mindset, and it was a hard month. I didn't see a lot of growth in my business. Now I'll touch on why that was in a second, but so I had a lot of mindset work I was doing where I was, like I said, getting stuck in that comparison trap and having a hard time with that. And what I was thinking about with these bands, right, that are, they start out and playing in these little small bars and doing anything just to get a chance, and then maybe they'll get booked at Whiskey Jam, which is kind of where all the people start, and then from there maybe they'll get booked on, they'll get some songs on the radio, and then maybe they'll get picked up by a bigger agent, and then do you see what I'm saying? Then they work their way up, and then we start hearing about them all the time, and then we think, oh yeah, that's a country music artist, but there are hundreds and thousands that we haven't even heard of yet because they're not there yet. And I think that I was thinking about compared to our businesses, because it can be so discouraging when someone tells us no, they don't want this business, or maybe we've talked to 10 people and all of them either ignore us on Messenger or say, no, this isn't for them. And, or maybe we have a hard couple months and it really wears on us and it makes us feel like, well, maybe this isn't for us, or maybe I'm just not cut out for this, or maybe this just won't work for me. And I want you to really think about that, in comparison to these country music artists. They go into it knowing it's going to be years before they get to where they want to be. Now, obviously, they hope that they'll play at the right venue and they'll get picked up by a record label and they'll be huge right away. And sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes someone signs up for Q and within 3 months, they're Emerald. Sometimes it does happen quickly, but the majority of the time, it's a cultivation of a lot of work and growth and effort, and realizing that it might take a while, but having the grit to say, even if it takes a while, I'm not going to quit because this is the life that I want. This is the avenue to the life that I want. And so that's another thing that I feel like is really important that we remember when we're in this comparison trap, or we're getting really, if you're getting discouraged in your business because you feel like it's not taking off as quickly as you want it to. We need to remember that this works. This comp plan works for everyone if we follow the system and do the steps and stick at it. The only way you will fail in this business is if you quit. That's the only way. If you stop reaching out to people, if you stop working, that's the only way you'll fail. Because even though your journey might take longer than somebody else's, you'll get there if you continue to work. And when I first started, and I've said this to a few of you guys, but something Fran had said to me, and that's really important that we all just kind of resolve this, and take, I don't know the right words for the resolve this, but really adopt this mindset that we will stick around and continue to work and continue to grow for at least 5 years, right? Because if I'm making a 6-figure a month income, even if it takes 5 years, that is, I mean, that's incredible. There's no other industry that we can go into that in 5 years you'll be making a 6-figure a month income. If I ask you, hey, can you work 1 hour? Will you give me 1 hour a day and put in your effort for 1-2 hours a day? If in 5 years from now, you're going to be making $100,000 a month, we would all probably say, yep, I'll do it, right? Because that's the realistic long-term goal. Now, my goal is that I'm going to be making that before 5 years, right? I want that to happen quicker. So that's going to require more work than that 1 to 2 hours a day, right? But sometimes what happens, because this does take so much grit, is after a month or two of having a rough month, we feel like this is never going to work for us. And I just want to remind you guys and remind myself, we are in this for that long-term financial freedom. That is not going to come in a couple months, especially if we've not spent years before this building our network and building up to where someone like Brittany Hitches, right? And I know it's hard to stay motivated and stay excited when we do have hard months, but if we reframe that in our heads and think, okay, I'm not even a year into my 5 years, and I'm already making way more than I was before I started this. So I'm on track. Does that make sense to anybody? My thought process are a little bit jumbled, but if we reframe that and think, we're not in comparison with anybody else. I'm not in comparison with Brittany Hitch. You're not in comparison with Fran. We're not in comparison with each other. The only people we should compare ourselves to is who we were yesterday or who we were an hour ago. Because every minute we have the opportunity and the chance to change the course we're on. Whether that be in your mindset, whether that be in the action you're taking, every single minute, every single day, every single week, every single month, we have the opportunity to redirect. And guys, that redirection is so needed all of the time. I don't know about you, but some days I just wake up and I'm just not feeling it, right? I don't want to talk to one more person. I feel like I feel discouraged. I'm not making as much as I want to be, or I look at somebody ranking that's doing so great and I think, that's never going to be me. And I'm maybe some of you guys can relate to those negative feelings. And when we have those kind of feelings, we have two options. We can continue down that road, telling ourselves those red light stories of, I'm never going to be successful. My team is not growing. My team will not grow. I have a bad leg, maybe, right? No one is saying yes. We can go down that road, but that is depressing and a lie. Those are red light stories that are keeping us stuck. Think about this. If you look in the mirror every morning and you say, I'm so ugly. I am so fat. I'm just a mess. I cannot get this together. That's how you're going to feel all day long. You're telling yourself that's what is true. And so your brain is going to believe you. That's the point of positive affirmations. Maybe instead of saying, I have a bad leg, say, I have a growing leg that I'm putting a lot of love and energy into. Instead of saying, no one will say yes, maybe try saying, no one has said yes yet today. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep talking to people until someone does say yes, because someone will. We can retrain our brain from saying these red light stories into these green light stories. One other thing I was thinking about with this that really hit home for me, with this mindset, of how we talk to ourselves. I have always been pretty hard on myself. It's something I'm really actively working on, is being kind to myself and speaking speaking green light stories into my life, and positive affirmations and things like that. So I don't say the nicest things to myself sometimes, and I'll catch myself and I'm like, God, I would never let somebody talk to my daughter like that. Can you imagine how you would feel if your daughter, if you have kids, was looking in the mirror and saying, you are worthless. You're never going to be successful. You're not good at this. I would lose my mind if she thought that way about herself, right? Why are we okay doing that to ourselves? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know why we've ever thought that was okay to speak so negatively about ourselves and to ourselves. um, whether it's with business or not. But I can't tell you guys how many times I've sat down and trying to get to work, and I all those negative red light stories go into my head. My business is just not growing. I just don't have the motivation to talk to people. I'm just not good at this. Maybe this isn't for me. I'm not a good leader. I'm not a good this. Why? Why would we allow ourselves to talk to ourselves like that? And why would we talk to ourselves like that and then expect our businesses to grow and expect us to be the opposite of those things we're telling ourselves? Because what we tell ourselves is what our brain believes. So I really want to encourage you, and something that I'm really working on, and I encourage you as a team for us to work on this together. We've got to change these red light stories into green light stories. And I know some of this sounds like kooky, like weird mindset stuff. I used to think positive affirmations were the dumbest thing in the whole world. I'm like, I do not need to talk to myself. Thank you. But we do it anyways. We talk to ourselves negatively because that's what we've somehow started to believe about ourselves. So what if we started talking to ourselves positively and talking about our business positively and see what change that makes? Because I can tell you it is a huge change. And maybe you don't believe it yet. Maybe you still are struggling with your belief in yourself in this business and you don't know if, it's hard for you to say, I will be successful. I will be silver. I will be gold. I will be this. Maybe it's hard for you to believe that. And I understand that. But you will never believe it until you start telling yourself to believe it. So this month, I really encourage you to focus on green light stories. Give yourself permission to speak life into your business and speak life into yourself. Whatever your goal is, your big, ultimate goal is for this month, whether it's a rank or what, I want you to start saying to yourself, I am silver. I am elite. I am executive. I will hit this. Speak that life into yourself and into your business. If you're talking about an ambassador, maybe that you have that isn't working the way you want them to work or is giving you a hard time or whatever it is, instead of saying, yeah, my problem ambassador, or my, speaking about it negatively and, negatively, I can't think of the other word. Maybe try saying, an ambassador, this is my ambassador that's growing. This is my leg that's growing. This is my, speak life into the whatever that means for you. I don't know. I don't want to use a bunch of examples. I don't know what everyone's goals are, but it's so important that we stop. We're cutting ourselves off in the knees when we get stuck in this comparison trap, and when we have unrealistic expectations of ourselves, and then speak so negatively into us. If that's what we're doing, of course we're not where we want to be in our businesses. How could we be? So that's what's been rolling around in my head the last few days. Hopefully that maybe helps somebody. Some ways to really work on your mindset and be able to change those thoughts around. Listening to podcasts. I know I talk to you guys about that all the time. There are so many different motivational network marketing podcasts out there. I posted some of my favorites, and I can ask me and I'll give you some more of my favorites. But maybe on the ride and drive to work in the morning, or when you're getting ready in the morning, instead of listening to music, turn on a podcast and listen to that. The other thing that I love doing, if you just Google motivational video on YouTube, or Google it on YouTube, search it on YouTube. There are so many 5-10 minute, really good, like pump up motivational videos. Look up Tony Robbins. He's a great one. There's so many other people you can look up and just actively work on your mindset, because I know that without mindset growth, this business can be really difficult. But this business is exciting and full of opportunity, and we are all so blessed that we are in this opportunity right now, and we're able to share it with people and help people in their health and their finances. Not to mention the fact that we're ground floor in this company. When Jake Spencer talks about what the next 3 to 5 years are going to look like, I get like chills because we are the pioneers and the trailblazers in this opportunity. And if we stay on course and stay working on our mindset and continuing to work, we are never going to have to deal with the financial strains that we've had to deal with. We are never going to have to feel that way again. We are going to be able to help so many people. So we need to stay the course and actively work on our mindsets. And I promise you guys, this is the place to be. If you watched Q News today, he mentioned that this month is the month that they are they're releasing the new fuse line, which is this new fuse line. I've gotten some like hints on it, like nothing like this on the market. No other hemp like what we will have on the market. This is life-changing, business-changing stuff. On Q News today, they were talking about the Velocity Convention that's coming up on the 18th as being like our Super Bowl. Like, this is the time that we need to get our minds right and get to work because our businesses are about to explode and we need to be ready for it. So I hope that makes you guys as excited as it makes me. It just like, whoa, I'm so excited. So those are my notes for that. I kind of rambled a little bit. Hopefully that was a little bit helpful. I do want to share with you guys. I did post the calendar if you have not seen it yet in the Limitless team page. I really want to stick to, as much as we can, stick to a schedule. That way everyone knows Mondays at 6 p.m. we're doing our team call. When the power hours are, when the opportunity calls are, and things like that. So we really get a handle on that. Velocity tickets, which is our convention, for the virtual tickets, they're still available. If you have not gotten your Velocity ticket, you need to get one. We're going to do something within our team. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do this yet, but I'll let you guys know soon. I'll talk to a couple of you and let you know soon, get this figured out. But there's gonna be some kind of reward or drawing for those of you that have your Velocity ticket and are going to be watching. Leaders are born at events. Leaders are made at events. Whether you can be there physically, I wish that we all could. I miss events so much. They're life-changing. I'm not going to be there physically this year. I know Courtney is. Kelly is going to be there. But if you can't, if you're not going to be there physically, we're really lucky we have a virtual option, and it is just as crucial that you are there virtually. So if you're local in the Washington area, I'm trying to figure out details of this, but I'm probably going to be having some kind of a convention viewing party on the last day, that Saturday. And I'll at my house, and I'll let you guys know details of that soon. But make sure you are at Velocity, whether it's virtually or in person, because it's going to be huge for your business. And we have the next 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, whatever that number is from now until then, to really get our funnels full, be talking to as many people as we can, because big things are coming out of that convention, that we're going to want to have our funnels full. And we'll talk about that a little bit next week, about how to fill your funnel and what that looks like. But just know that if you want your business to change, if you want your finances to change, this is the month to get on board and say, I'm all in. What do I need to do? Tomorrow night at 6, we have our opportunity call. I posted the graphics in the Limitless team chat. So invite people to that. Let's get as many people on there as we can. And yeah, does anybody have anything to add? Courtney?
I don't remember the time, but Jake Spencer is doing a call on Thursday as well.
Yes, I say it's Fran posted it in the team chat.
Yeah, I want to say it's 6:30 Pacific, maybe 5:30 or 6:30 Pacific time.
Yeah, I thought so. We'll look again. And if we need to adjust our opportunity call on Thursday for that, I'll look at that, and we will, because those calls, if you've not been on a call with Jake Spencer, oh my gosh, he's so motivational, so inspiring. So we should get on that. Thank you for reminding me of that, Courtney. And we'll go ahead and I'll put that on the calendar too, so that everyone can kind of remember that from that. So, okay, if no one has anything else to add, then we will jump off of here for the night. Oh my gosh, it's 6:30. We kept it almost at 30 minutes. I'm so proud. Jordan, do you have anything?
No, and just congrats to you for keeping it to 30. I mean, that's huge.
Yay. I'm so proud. Okay, guys. Well, have a great night. And I'll still be working more tonight. So if you need help or anything, I'm here. And I really want to hear your guys' goals for this month too. We never really go over that. But think about your goals, message me. I want to hear what everyone's goals are. I started writing mine.
Drop them in Limitless.
Yeah, drop them in Limitless. I have my whiteboard over here that I just started filling out
I need
tonight.
to hang mine up. I have one.
It's a February goals and progress board. So tracking that stuff. But all right, guys, have a great night and I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.